when it comes down to it. Hello, this is Merle Rutledge, of course, the 2021 candidate for governor of Virginia, and I'm on this line to make sure people can see me face to face when I give out a campaign promise. And this is directly to law enforcement and those correctional officers all over Virginia that was used as pawns in politics for 2A. Now, there's a lot of Virginia law enforcement that was punished for standing up for 2A with the very politicians that exploited it and gave extra money found by our Virginia governor to criminals and illegals instead. Not a word from these politicians on fixing it, but only to announce punishment to police for political gain. As governor of Virginia in 2021, it's a promise that there will be a significant increase in pay for law enforcement and correctional officers to include first responders in my administration. Politicians has no business using politics as leverage. Now that's deep. Now, the reason why I came out with that message, and I already brought this up a long time ago, I'm tired of people announcing what is going to happen to people who are standing up for America, who are standing up for our freedoms, but they are not making an announcement to say, I'm going to do everything to correct that problem. So, of course, it takes somebody who's not a politician that understands the hard work that each of these entities and each of these public safety officials do each and every single day all across America. And I don't need to scream out that I'm the only major hard-working politician speaking up for these type of citizens. Like my opponent has already claimed she's the only one, the only major one. Like she forgot President Trump. She forgot the militias. She forgot the private citizens that go to war every single day and protest at the Capitol against egregious and unconstitutional laws. She didn't thank no Republicans. She didn't thank no conservative groups. It's only her for Amanda Chase. See, this is what I talk about, people. See, if I'm going to come out with something and I'm going to have Virginia have my back, I'm going to make sure I have theirs. Number one, I'm not going to say I did this. I'm going to say God did this and we the people did this. I don't have time for I. When I go out every single place for those who are out there working and earning and doing whatever it takes to put food on the table, I do not say I did that. I say America hard workings did that. And it's just too many out here being just phony politicians and jumping on whatever bandwagon they feel or deem fit. Law enforcement got kicked to the curb during this time period. And nobody is talking about how the sheriffs and all of them who stood up for 2A and how they did not get an increase in pay, which they've been looking for years. And all of a sudden, the only thing other opponents can do is say or announce, hey, the sheriff is about to lose pay. That's it. But you're running for leadership of being governor of Virginia. And you're trying to tell me that's all you can do is say this is the punishment, but not fix the mess that politicians like you made. That makes me sick. It pisses me off. And then I have to see I'm the only major voice that's speaking up for hard-working Americans. The last time I checked, since you said major voice, that means the elitist time period. It seems like the self-promotion, the self-propaganda, it seems like you have a self-esteem issue because you feel like it's I. And last time I checked, I'm looking at patriots and hard-working Americans that's doing it every single day, living the life that you talk about. See, people talk about. Now, on May 31st, get your calendar set, get your date set, just put an X on your plans if you have any. It's going to be a day of defiance. That's what Merle Rutledge does, and that's how it's going to go. Now, it's either going to be in Richmond or Virginia Beach. I'm going to announce it at the end of this weekend. What this means, I'm going to see who's talking the talk and who's holding up bluffs for me. Because there's too many people who are just basically good at the tongue, but not there with action. Now, what this day means, it means everybody going outside. What this day means, it means for every single business that's tired of being locked down and listening to the governor's orders. I want you to open up. I want you to get back to reopening America with substance. That's exactly how we did it before. When we had a corrupt government, what did we do? Now, we can lock and load, which I always appreciate. But we also got to take a stand with action and stop begging these politicians to give us Virginia back. Now, I'm going to go store to store, whatever city I'm in, whether it's Richmond or not. I want to see whether you open up or close down, because you can't tell me that you can't do it. Because of last time I checked, you all are God's children. But if you telling me hundreds and hundreds of churches on this day is saying screw their governors, you're saying that you can do the same exact thing and say screw Governor Northam, screw that Michigan governor, screw that Nevada governor, and also tell that Oregon governor to go straight to hell. Talking about closing down to November. You see how these Democrats and these liberals they get drunk with power and don't realize what the hell that they're saying, except for the fact is they don't care about America because they getting paid by puppets and their foreign agents there, wherever they are at, controlling the shots. Now, this is where I talk about action. And then this is where other politicians talk about plus. Now, there's another thing that's pissing me off, because there is a true crisis. There is a true pandemic going on in America. And ladies, listen up. We are lacking law-abiding gun owners. They are women. This is a crisis, people. This is a pandemic, people. We having criminals released, and our women are held unarmed and vulnerable. I need to encourage each and every single one of you ladies out there. If my grandmother can have a 12 gauge at the top of her bed ready for anything that comes in the night, y'all need to be ready, locked, and loaded just in case these criminals act up. We don't preach being the criminal's example. Not in Rutledge, not in my type of motto. We preach making criminals the victims and the examples, not us. We don't become that. We make sure we are locked and loaded and ready for these animals any kind of way we deem fit when they come on our property, when they try to put our lives at risk. The fact is, restraining orders is paper. Felons and those who are trying to do you harm don't care about that paper. I want to see your ex as your example when they decide to come out of line and try to go ahead and take out you and your family for fun and kicks. We should have a trial. We should have swift justice. That's the pandemic. That's the crisis I'm saying. We don't have enough women law-abiding gun owners. We need to encourage y'all to fire when ready. We need to encourage y'all to get the proper training, so when a situation comes up, you are prepared to handle it any kind of way you need to handle it, because we can't wait for the police to get there. Sometimes we need to make sure y'all are already ready when the fight decides to come your way. That's the crisis. See, politicians don't talk like that. They just want you to act like that and hope that you send out the message. See, the politicians ain't the ones going to jail. The politicians ain't the one fighting in the streets. The politicians ain't at your house to protect you. It's up to the American citizen and the American patriot. And that's why I bring to this campaign a hard line that basically I won't decide to cross or bend over or break, because it gets tough. I leave the people with soft feelings and thin skin to go ahead and die at their own peril in this campaign. That just doesn't fit my bill. But that's the real crisis that's going on. We have politicians putting people, private citizens and businesses out there to burn for their glory. That's why I got for that message from my opponent, Amanda Chase. That's why I got. Saying you 2A, but you ain't there to solve the problems that come with the real fight, not just the protest. See, that's the difference between protest and fight. Difference. Fight means I can protest, but I'm willing, if I have to put it all on the line for what I believe in. That's the fight. And you see my Republican dog bark in the background. Every time frame, it smells a liberal. Every time frame, a liberal gets close. Every time frame, I talk about a liberal. You saying my dog has more bark than the politicians have fight. That's the way it is. That's the way it seems until we start putting patriots back in the governor's mansion and back in the House and filling those seats and in the Senate. The madness of these crowds and these politicians using citizens for political gain needs to be over and shut down. You can't tell me that there ain't something wrong with a politician saying, I'm the only hard-working voice in Virginia. Last time I checked, all across Virginia, we have President Trump, a major voice. So I guess you're more important than President Trump. I guess you're big time. You're more important than those militias that's out there that's really making your message even have teeth. You're more important than the VCDL who've been out there on the front lines in every city, county, and town to bring justice and swift action to 2A and letting it be known Virginia won't become a socialist state. Virginia won't be left vulnerable. We will protect the right to defend ourselves and our family and our country from any enemy, foreign or domestic. And we won't give our white flags a surrender for any of them. I believe in the church's right to have arms and protect their congregation from that lone wolf. When that lone wolf comes, they know exactly that God got his staff, his riding staff, and the gun to comfort them. I believe in universities making their own call on whether they allow openly carrying or whatever on the campuses, because the lone wolves don't stop at the churches. They go to the college campuses, to the high schools, and more. I understand we in a battle, people. We're in a battle for our existence and for our heritage and what made us be who we are today. I'm here to put confidence and let you know that there is not a politician in me in this race. There isn't somebody who wants you to gamble on your lives because I need for my message to be stronger. And if I'm not willing to be right next to my brothers and sisters, and whether Republicans, conservative, or whatever issue that I'm on, and take the heat, take the sacrifice, take that arrest, I don't deserve to be talking about it. I don't deserve to be in that fight. If I'm in that type of fight, I'm a coward because I'm going to run just like Amanda Chase runs for every single thing. It gets hot in there, in her kitchen. Now, the last and least, I make these promises on video because I want you to hold me accountable when I'm elected and say, didn't you say this? Isn't this what you was telling everybody you was going to get done? I want to be reminded on anything that's left over because, like I said, I plan on getting the job done one way or the other. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to make it happen. And like I said, if we don't have a new Republican attitude, if we don't have an adjustment in what we call leadership, what we call flying our flag throughout this great country and throughout this great nation, we don't need the cowards right now. We have democratic demons and devils that don't care anything about us, unborn or born. Do you think talking nice, like I said, to a party that is full of hate is going to make it easier on us Republicans? The time is now. Like I said, you can vote for a politician or you can vote for a patriot. That's exactly what it is. That line in the sand. The person who takes responsibility and accountability for Virginia, not for self. Anytime frame I hear people say that I, or whatever, and they're public servants and politicians, you wouldn't be in your office if it wasn't for the American people and the Virginia citizens. So I'm so sick of hearing a politician say, I did this, I did that when it's convenient. But you're not there when people are going through their inconvenience because you are a politician. That's my message today. Firing up Republicans. A man or woman's gun is their business. That's my motto. I am that 2021 candidate running for governor of Virginia.